Good morning, student. Welcome back to Information Technology, Advanced Web Designing Part 8. Today we are going to learn float and display properties in CSS. Float property. The float property specifies how an element should float on the web page. It is a CSS property written in CSS file or directly in the style of an element. It decides where you have to place the content on the web page. For example, to the left hand side, to the right hand side. Okay, like this you can place the content. So that is called a float. When you are placing the content or an image on the web page, it wrap all the text around the image. The float property defines the flow of content. The types of floating property. There are three types of floating properties. The first one is float left. This gives the elements float on the left side of the container or the web page. Means if you use this property will float any content or any image to the left hand side of the web page. Second one is the float right. It gives the elements float on right side of container or the web page. Float none. This is by default property. This shows the element as it is on the web page. It's not going to float any image or the container to the left or right side. Let's say an example how to use the float property. First float property we are going to use in this program, that is left. So open Notepad and start typing the first tag, that is called doc type HTML, and then the second tag HTML. After HTML, use the head tag. Then the title, give the title float example and close the title tag and then close the head tag. Then start creating the style by using style tag. In this style tag you are going to create a style for the float image. Okay, so that's why I'm going to use the img selector. In this selector I use the float property and its value left. Okay, and then I have close the brace bracket. Okay, brace bracket I closed, and then I'm going to close the style tag. Then start with the body tag. In the body section you are going to use this style, this float property you are going to use in the body section. So before using that, you must print some title to the web page by using the h1 tag. So use h1 tag and print title, the float property. So you will come to know that what program you have written. Then use the paragraph tag and write one paragraph regarding this float property. In this example, the image will float to the left in the text and the text will be wrapped around to that image. Use once again p tag, then the image src, because I use image tag to take the image path over here. So src is the attribute which will search the location of the image. That's why you're going to use the image tag. Then src equal path of the image. This is the path of the image you are going to use to take the image in your web page. So here c:\/ user public picture sample picture, and then I have taken the tulips.jpg. From your computer you can take any picture which you want to display on the web page. Then use the style tag and use the width, how much you want to use for that pictures. Height also the same. And then the margin, I am going to use the margin right 10 pixels. Mean the right side the margin will be taken 10 pixel front. So this text rearrange itself to flow around the element that is floated to the left side. Then close the paragraph tag, then close the body tag, and then close the HTML tag. Once you finish writing the HTML code, you have to save this file with the float.html and open in any browser. Which browser is there in your computer, that may be Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Internet Explorer. You have to open in that. Once you open this program in Mozilla Firefox, Google Chrome, or any other internet browser, you will get this output. So this is the output of the float property left. The float property, in this we use the image selector and we use the image tag to display the image, but we use the left property. That's why the image is displayed to the left hand side of the web page. Let's see one more example how to use the float property right. The same program you can use, but only one change you are going to make, that is float property right. This keeps the element float on right side of container. That you are going to create a style for that, so use the style tag, then use the image selector, and in the brace bracket you can write float property right, and then close the style tag. Then start with the body tag and write one title for the page, the float property right, like this title you can give, and you can write one paragraph. So in this example, the image will float to the right in the text, and the text in the paragraph will wrap around the image. So while taking image, you must insert the path of that image. So before that you have to use the image tag, then the src attribute, and then you can take the path of the image. You know how to take the path of the image. You have to go to the image where it is stored in your computer, right click on that image, then the box will display. In that box you have to copy this path by right clicking, copy it and paste it over here. Once you paste it over here, then write the name of the image, for example tulip.jpg, and then assign the width and height, and then assign the margin. Once you assign the width and height by using the style, then you will get that width and height for your image. Then close the paragraph tag, and then close the body tag, and finally close the HTML tag. Save this file with float right.html and open this file in the browser, and you will get this type of output. So this right float property will display the image to the right hand side. So the image is displayed in the right hand side and the content remain to the left hand side. So float allows you to float any text content or any image according to that property. So in this example, the image will float to the right in the text, and the text in the paragraph will wrap around this image. So now also look here, this is the text and here is the image. Next, display property. Now the next property is the display, and display is also having the properties. The display property specifies how an element is displayed. It suggests the name display, means where you want to display any content on the web page, you can use a display property. In CSS, it's defined how the component, for example div tag, hyperlink, heading, etc., are going to be displayed on the web page. It specifies how the element is displayed. As the name suggests, this property is used to define the display of different part of a web page. Means on the web page where you are going to display the content by using hyperlink, heading, division tag, etc., that you can use by using the display property. It has a syntax, display and value. You know that syntax is the rule how you are going to place the content on the web page. If you follow the syntax, you are not going to make mistake. If you not follow the syntax, you definitely are going to make the mistake. So the content will be not displayed properly on the web page. Display properties values. Now what are the display properties? The first is the inline, display inline. So display is the property, value is inline. An inline element does not start on a new line and only takes up as much width as necessary. Means in this inline element, it does not start on new line, but it take as much space require or width require, that much only is going to take. Next example of inline is span tag, a tag, image tag. Last year you learned the anchor tag, image tag. That time we use this anchor tag to assign the hyperlink. Similarly, we use the image tag to display the image on the web page. When we are using this anchor tag, image tag, it is taking the path inside of the image. Hyperlink also taking the path to take the any file, to link any file. So these are inline elements which we are going to use with the inline. The next, block inline. This value is very similar to the inline element, but the difference is that you are able to set the width and height. Here you are going to set the width and height for that. The next, block level elements. The block level elements, it is used to display an element as a block. It start on a new line. As you know that inline does not start on a new line, but block start on a new line and takes up the whole width of the browser window. For example, block level elements are div tag, h1 to s6 tag. You know the h1 tag we use s6, and it is totally taking that content to the total block full page. And the paragraph tag, whenever you're going to place any content in the paragraph tag, it goes to whole web page. Form tag, header tag, footer tag, section tag. So these are the block level element tags that we can use by using the display block properties. Now let's see an example of display inline property. So start writing the program, open notepad and type the first tag exclamation doc type HTML followed by HTML tag, then head tag, then create a style by using the style tag. Now here I am going to create a style by using the P selector and using display property, display and the property inline. So inline property I use with the P selector in the brace bracket, and I close here style tag. So once you close the style tag, close the head tag and use this display line property in the body section. In the body section, welcome to Balbharati I have written in the paragraph tag because here P selector is given, that's why I use here paragraph tag, welcome to Balbharati, and here I close the paragraph tag. Again P JavaScript is written and close the paragraph tag. Again P HTML5 and close the paragraph tag. So this display inline, this property will be assigned to welcome to Balbharati JavaScript HTML5. Like this output when you run this program you will get, and this is inline contents are there. So this is called inline display property. CSS, complete the body tag and close the HTML tag. Once you close the HTML tag, save the file with display inline.html and run the program in any browser, you will get this output. So this is the output of inline display property. So welcome to Balbharati JavaScript HTML5 CSS. This is printed by using the display inline property. Next example, you are going to see that by using block display property, display block value in CSS. So only the difference is it display each and every content on new line. So the same tag will remain, doc type HTML, HTML, language English, head, title, example of CSS. Then here E selector I use in the brace bracket display block. The display is the property and block is the value. And then background color orange I use. This is the style I have created for the A selector by using the display block property, background dash color orange. This is the CSS, you learn how to change the background color, background dash color orange. So orange color will come to your text as a background. then close the style tag. You open your style type text CSS, so you have to close over here. Once you close the style tag, then close the head tag and then start with the body tag. In the body section, use the paragraph tag, then use anchor tag here, because a selector you use a define as anchor tag. So anchor, then href is the attribute, then http colon /www.ebalbharati.in. This is the URL address of the ebalbharati website. So then close the angle bracket and visit Balbharati. Like this text you have to write, because if you're not written like this, you're not able to display anything on the website. So this text will be displayed on the website. Once you click on visit Balbharati, the site will open. If you connect to the internet, if you are opening offline, then you are not able to connect to the eBalbharati site. Close the anchor tag. Then use br tag. Close the paragraph tag, close body tag, and then close HTML tag. Now see the output of this program. The program's output is like this. Once you run the program in any browser, you will get visit Balbharati background color orange, and this Balbharati text there is a underline, means it has a hyperlink. So once you click on this, you will directly jump to the Balbharati website.